Hello there, and welcome back to the Ottomans. Last time we fought a war against France, and well, we just took a single province, released Guyenne, and we'll probably continue on more or less that same note here. Due to the fact that we actually released Guyenne, I didn't actually consider this an option, but the vassal release actually solved my issues with the aggressive expansion, so I did make a rather huge mistake. I should definitely have taken this one, the other one as well, because of the simple fact that if I had, I would have been able to get rid of all my aggressive expansion and still be able to make things work. So it's kind of a silly mistake to do, but it happened, nothing to do with that. And we'll also, I think, go ahead and start fighting Albania, Epirus, Maria, and Ragusa. Basically, take back our smaller nations, then take Austria, because I will wait with fighting England until the point that I actually have annexed Scotland, I think. So that should also be fine. I guess I could go to Roussillon, join them all up. I'm sacrificing a lot of manpower here for no good reason, of course. It seems that my armies need a little bit of remodeling, as it were. But nothing to do with that right now, we'll fix that later. First I'll deal with the one province miners, and then we'll go after England. I'm a little bit unsure how we'll actually continue this, but for now we'll go try and take out Maria, try and take out Epirus, Epirus and Ragusa as well. I do have some cores too on the Neapolitan land, so I'll go for that one as well. Give Ferrara a couple more provinces. Ferrara will probably be they will probably be annoying when it comes to actually the annexations. I should probably start focusing on getting these guys into my good grace so I can actually annex them. As you can see, they have the annexed vassal malices. They will actually go up because I'm annexing these two as well. So they'll just continue to increase. Nothing I can do with that, and that sucks. Let's just have that on the clear. But yeah, I'll go ahead now, try and take as many of these one province miners as possible, and I'll probably also try and reconfigure my armies soon enough and get them back to a functioning state, as it were. We'll see how it turns out. As you can see, I have declared war on all four of the miners. They didn't have any alliances and anything like that, so that's pretty decent. I've had some rebels rising up on the Canaries, so that is kind of annoying, but nothing I can really do with that. I'll simply have to endure, I guess. So that should be fine. But as you can see, we do got the Marians annexed. Cost me 40 diplomatic power, so it's quite expensive to actually take these lands and reunite them. I'm really tempted to declare war on the Byzantines here, simply because of just the Holy War, for the single purpose of getting my manpower up, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, this actually boosts my manpower. So as long as I don't actually siege the Byzantine lines and allow these guys to just siege this area, get that done, I can simply allow the Byzantines to do whatever they desire, simply for the pure purpose of getting my manpower back up. And then we'll probably go after Naples, Austria, England, vassalize Styria. There's a lot of we do have a lot of targets, so that ain't really the problem here. The problem is that the Holy Roman Empire doesn't really like me doing anything, and so doesn't really anyone else as well. Of course, I'm a big Muslim nation that is currently tearing Europe apart. But that's not really the point here. The point that I was trying to make is more or less that the bigger you get, the slower conquest actually becomes. That is, no matter how you look at it, that is the reality of the game at this stage. You can become as how big you want, as fast as you want, but the end result is that no matter how fast or how slow you grow, there will come a point, at least with the 1-3, where you'll basically be stuck, because you can take 1 or 2 provinces and then you're doomed. But the only other way to do things is basically by conquering your religious enemies, like, as you can see here, France, basically Europe in my case, and then try to peacefully vassalize everyone I can afterwards. But there aren't really that many I can peacefully vassalize. Mamluks are too big, most likely Knight as well. Well, probably not, they don't really have that high base tax. I could potentially at least try and vassalize these guys peacefully. The Carter colony is in the middle. Hasa I can probably do, Hedias, doubtful. So yeah, I could potentially try and peacefully vassalize some of this, but I really doubt it. And apparently here Ming is breaking apart, which is kind of hilarious. Show will most likely break free, and they'll most likely get some pretend rebels. This is kind of interesting here. Japan is actually formed, and Hosokawa is still very much alive. That is kind of interesting. Seems like Korea has beaten Manchu. The Oirat horde is actually acting like a horde, kind of big. And Moscow has very slowly been getting land. They are actually not looking too good. If Uzbek has been able to cut them off here, then things would have been looking a little bit interesting in the east here. But now Moscow will be able to colonize and then go after the horde and everyone. That kind of sucks, but they aren't really anything that we need to worry about. So as I said, I'll finish up the sieges here, and then we'll go off the Byzantines. I'm a little bit unsure if I will actually take the province or not. I'm kind of leaning towards not here, simply due to the fact that I kind of don't want to. I want to keep them there. They don't actually pose a threat. I could potentially vassalize them, and as long as they are there, I can't actually be forced to release them as a nation, which also is kind of beneficial, although I do doubt that such a point will ever come. It's kind of a, I guess you could call it, it's kind of a failsafe. It should work out just fine. Yes, but for now, we'll allow the manpower to replenish. I'm still missing quite a lot of men. I also want Scotland to be integrated before we go after England. Once again, for the sole purpose of being able to vassalize Northumberland before we fight England. I'm probably getting quite a bit of aggressive expansion. 14. It's only Naples, so it should be fine. The Mamluks don't really care. But once we actually end up going after Naples, I'll probably go after Naples here before we go after England. So I should probably... This is something I should have done before, but every time I now fight a war, I should be ready in a position where I can simply release nations that would give me that coalition. Basically, I should be ready to, if I am a warrior, let's say I should have Byzantine. The Byzantines done siege before the point where I would end up in a ton of trouble. That makes any sense. What I'm trying to say is basically this. I fight a war in England, I annex the counties that I want. In order to completely bypass the coalition and waste even more time, I'll have a one province minus, so there'll be 1 day delay between taking the English provinces and releasing enough one province minus to actually bypass the aggressive expansion entirely. That is probably doable. I'll have to test that out. We'll see how that turns out. And also I will wait a little bit more. I need to get the manpower back up and then we'll fight Naples. We'll see how it goes. Upgrade on admin tech here to level, well, 11. I guess we'll just do that. The admin tech has reached level 11, which gives a counting house and a spy agency. Not really anything that will help us too much, but it should be beneficial at the very least. What I will be doing here, I think, is updating my army while I'm at it, since I do gain some, well, pretty substantial amount of manpower. I should probably just save it and then sort that out afterwards, but for now, this is what I've decided to do, and as such, I'll just go for pulling it off. So there we have those 20,000, and go that, fix that army. Big question right now is, should I take a diplomatic idea? I should probably take this one, because it will be beneficial for me to have those 2 extra vassals in the future. So we'll sacrifice some diplomatic power right now. We are getting quite a bit, and we'll also increase gain here by doing this, so that sounds like a good idea to me. With that, we also get a Ottoman idea advance, autonomous pashas, which gives a cost of reducing war exhaustion by -10%, and the cabinet itself gives 2 extra diplomatic relations, which of course is a pretty good thing to have. We'll also, as you know, continue building up the armies here, make them work. And I guess I'll to some extent fully build them, and then we'll get ready for war here. I'm also kind of tempted to just go ahead and fetch the army that is currently in England, and basically prepare to use it as a. I don't think I have any relations with Morocco. Don't have any. Don't want to break that or use up that spot either. So what we will be doing here is moving probably all 3 of these units back to Europe, basically Europe and Ferrara. And then we will be going for that war against Naples and Austria, and also test out my theory with there we go, Scotland integrated, but that wasn't what I really was aiming for here. I'll also test out my theory with the basically siege Byzantium, have them 100% when the war is over, and then see if I can completely bypass any aggressive expansion at all by using that, I don't know what to call it, cheat, exploit, call it whatever you want. We'll test it out and see what happens. And with the Byzantines apparently ended automatically. I would presume that this is simply because of the fact that none of us fought each other for 5 years. It's kind of obvious. So I guess we'll go for Trebizond then. Doesn't actually matter. I kind of have forgotten about Wallachia. They do have 2 of my cores, so of course we'll go for screwing them over as well. Although I don't really want to, but it seems like it's the option I have. And also, as you can see, we do have to convert to Scottish lands, so that'll be kind of interesting. And I kind of also want to subjugate Northumberland here, so we'll go ahead and do that in this war as well. So there's a lot of wars here. I'll fight Wallachia, I'll fight Naples. Northumberland isn't actually they don't actually have any allies, so they aren't actually a threat here. They will just place our troops, run them over, and that should be the end of that one. Austria will be a little bit tougher. They do have Styria here as a vassal. They do have a lot of troops, so I need to get my troops to the front line, try and lure them to attack me, and then we'll probably be able to pull this off. I'm a little bit unsure if I'll be enough, or if it will be enough with just 20,000 troops for Naples. So I guess we'll start with 40 there, and then just move on as we please. But also that means that I can also wait with the next in Wallachia. It shouldn't be an issue to just do that. So I guess this means that we are about ready to go for the war here on Naples. They're actually at war with Venice as it is, and I have no idea if Venice actually has actually a war with Austria as well. So that kind of benefits me because their troops will be kind of scattered, and there probably won't actually be any troops in Naples itself. So we'll go here for reconquest of the course to take these 2 cheaply. There's actually some Sunnish zealots here, so I might actually just aim at keeping those guys alive, so I'll concede the lands to me. And I guess we'll just do that. We'll go for then take core Achaia for the running war school, and there we go. War has started. And I'm also kind of tempted here to just go after the Pope while we're at it, and just get back Rome for it myself, and leave things there. But there is one problem, or one question here with Naples. I'm really tempted to just take these 2 islands and just call them myself, for the sole purpose of the fact that I'm pretty sure Naples only is in this area due to the fact of those isles. So by doing that, I'll limit them to Italy, and I'll also grow Ferrara quite a bit here, probably 2 or 3 provinces, depending on war score. Hopefully, we'll also be able to grab Styria, and yeah, we'll see how it turns out. We'll just allow time to pass here. Can I get the military access that I want from these guys? And I probably can. They do feel threatened towards me. So there we go. I do have military access. That means that I can now march in, try and destroy their troops, and hopefully win this war. I'll probably once again keep myself, well, kind of pay attention, but not really get or show off too many wars. It's not really that interesting as it is right now, but as you see, we are kind of crushing these guys, although we are suffering the morale hits and they aren't, which is kind of weird here. 5.3, there you go. They are losing their morale. So I think I'll actually go ahead here, and I thought for a second that was Denmark and got kind of scared, but this is kind of fine. I can actually take Rome too because the Pope is part of this. So I guess we'll actually go ahead here, destroy the Savoyan army, and potentially actually just march up here. We'll figure that soon enough. As you can see, I sacrificed far more men than I should. And if we do a quick little look here on the armies total, Ottomans, I have 90,000 men, 14,000 manpower. That is fair enough. Where is Austria even in top 10 or first page? And we'll just sort by name then. Austria, there they are. That is surprising. And the funny thing is that army will definitely run up here. Wait a minute, is that a Burgundy Corps? That is a Burgundy Corps. These are all Burgundy Corps. I'll release Burgundy then, I think. Yeah, I will. I'll probably try and march my armies up here, siege a province, and then get Burgundy in out of this war. We'll see what happens. And here's the funny thing. I want to check if I could actually force them to... I kind of vassalize them, but if I siege their entire area, I should be able to vassalize Styria. So, that is what we'll do next time. We'll fight the war in Austria and Naples. I should be able to win it pretty substantially here. They have 40,000 troops, I have 90 plus vassals, so it should get interesting. I do have some war exhaustion though, so I might have to consider some years of peace afterwards. But for now, we should be fine. I guess we'll go ahead here and continue the offensive ideas. We still have it's still quite expensive here, although I should probably try and invest in these things. Next time is level 19, so I guess we'll just go for the defensive idea here. Lead the siege +1 should help out quite a bit, and well, sieges. So that is fairly alright. And I think we'll just start sieging whatever we can here. There's no real reason to not do that, and I think their armies will actually be running around quite a bit here, so it should be fine. But that's all we have time for this episode. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and we'll continue the war next time. Bye.